Talking points.
Talking point. Talking point.
Talking points.
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 This is Talking Points, the panel discussion program for Western Maine, devoted to topics drawn from stories which have appeared in Today River Valley, the video news feature program of the Androscoggin River Valley. I'm Phil Blampy, the producer of the program. We're coming to you from Bistro 151 in the Sudbury Inn on Main Street in Bethel, Maine. Let's meet our panelists. Lori Gilbert is the founder, editor, and publisher of Bethel Living, a magazine with in-depth articles about people, places, and events in the greater Bethel area and the western Maine mountains. Lori owns and operates Royal River Graphics in Bethel, where she creates websites and promotional and marketing materials for businesses throughout New England. Find out more at royalrivergraphics.com. Steve White, retired after 38 years operating Sunday River Inn and Cross Country Ski Center with his wife Peggy, served 34 years as a selectman in the town of Newry and 23 years as a commissioner on the Maine Land Use Regulation Commission. Steve now serves on the boards of many local, statewide, and regional nonprofit organizations, working in areas including youth, wellness, conservation, recreation, education, forest health, and community resilience. As for me, Phil Blampede, I launched the video feature show Today River Valley 4 years ago. It started on the internet and eventually got region-wide placement on WPME TV. My idea was to take the kind of community journalism found in local newspapers and translate it into a video program. Not only can you find the program on WPME TV, you can also watch it at any time at todayrivervalley.com. Production assistant for the program is Miles Sullivan. In this edition of Talking Points, the panelists will look at the New England Forest Rally, a major automobile race that occurs each year in western Maine, and they'll ask whether the local towns make the most of the event when it occurs. Then, the panel will look at the phenomenon of real estate auctions in western Maine. Are they a good way for investors to buy property? Finally, we'll have a visit from well-known musician Denny Bro, who'll tell us about the equally well-known Hoot Night, an open mic which has been hosted by the Sudbury Inn for over 2 decades. We'll be right back.
Talking Points is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn. Lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub in an historic inn, right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
Make the Sudbury Inn your headquarters for your next trip to Bethel. Centrally located downtown, this charming 19th century inn is right in the middle of shopping, skiing, fine dining, and all other Bethel attractions. Accommodations range from a full apartment with its own fireplace to deluxe 2-room suites to single rooms. And you don't have to go far to find the best of Bethel, from fine dining in the main dining room to pub fare and live music in the popular Suds Pub to a bistro menu and bar in Bistro 151, featuring light fare with a creative flair. Chicken roulade, boneless breast of chicken stuffed with goat cheese, prosciutto, and asparagus served on a bed of spinach in a sauce poulet. Salmon and sorrel sauce, a classic French dish served in cream sauce flavored with sorrel. Blackened sea bass with a cucumber salsa, citrus glazed veal short ribs with an Asian sauce. The Sudbury Inn is family friendly, can accommodate pets, and as the magazine Bon Appetit put it, is the perfect way to end a day in Bethel. Call today for more information.
In the August edition of Today River Valley, there's a story about the New England Forest Rally, which is quite an event. It's an automobile race in which street model cars take to the back roads, the dirt roads throughout the forests of western Maine. 100-mile race. Thousands of people come to the area for this event, but do the local communities make the most of having this event and these crowds come to the area? What do you think, folks? Okay, Steve, why yes?
The only way that this can come is if they have a welcoming community. They've been in other communities and had to leave, but where they go is a place that really wants to take advantage of it.
Why no, Lori?
Well, unless you really know that the rally's going on, it's sort of invisible, specifically from town, unless you see a car on a trailer. I think that we could certainly take better advantage of this opportunity with the fans coming to town and sharing the town.
All right, let's talk about it.
A major sporting event takes place each summer in western Maine. This is a national level event, almost as if a Major League Baseball team came to town. But it is a sport so different from anything that most Americans are used to that it comes and goes each year without many people noticing. Welcome to the New England Forest Rally.
New England Forest Rally brings 5 dozen race car drivers in street model automobiles to race 100 miles on dirt roads through the backwoods of Maine and New Hampshire. 10,000 spectators, at least they estimate 10,000, come to watch this as it takes place. It's a huge event to put on, and potentially it could be of a lot more value to the area than it is. It kind of, the people who know about the event come to it, but it doesn't connect much into the local communities. People in the local communities don't necessarily know that much about it, and they don't necessarily attend in great numbers. What do you think, folks? Can the community be connected in a more significant way to the Forest Rally than it is currently?
I think so. I think right now we're sort of missing the boat at not connecting with the Forest Rally. It's the toughest motorsport in the world and gives spectators a fascinating view of something that is very unique. If you don't know that that's happening and you're in this village, it's very easy to miss that the whole thing's happening. I think that we could really reach out and include them into the goings-on in our town. The rally happens to fall on the same date as Maliaka Day. Why wouldn't we have the rally cars join our parade?
Oh, that'd be a great idea. What do you think, Steve?
Well, I think that there's a lot being done already in terms of benefit to the town, and of course they've had to move it from town to town at times, and that the reason for that was one town decided they didn't want it anymore. The town has to be accepting, and I don't think they want to go somewhere where the town doesn't accept them, but they bring, in addition to whatever number of spectators they have, they bring more than just the 60 drivers. There are also additional second drivers for each car, plus teams of 1 to 5 people that are there to maintain the cars, plus 200 people that the sponsor brings to set up the race and ensure its safety. So those folks are all being housed and fed in the area, which is a great thing. I think that if you were to advertise it too hard, it would be difficult to manage the spectator crowd. I'm not sure that 10,000 is a correct number. I think we would have noticed if there were that many around. But the fact that people are in the woods and having to go to obscure places to see the races happen, get on the right corner for the dirt to fly and all that, makes it difficult to manage.
So the race may be at capacity, because how many more people can you get 10 miles into the woods to stand on a patch of pine trees to watch the cars go by?
Correct.
With the bugs and the other thing is that as a spectator sport, you don't have like a team of participants coming by all at once acting competitively to excite your interest. You only have one car going by every 60 seconds. So the spectators have to be pretty knowledgeable and quite into it in order to do that. And maybe there just are not that many more spectators than already come.
I thought it was funny that the race producer said you have to be the right kind of person to be willing to watch that kind of a race where it's not a whole bunch of cars coming by at once. And he said the only other people crazy enough to do that sort of thing are parents of kids who are into cross-country running and cross-country skiing, and I am one, so I understand.
Well, in Finland, there's the Race of the Thousand Lakes, and 15,000 workers participate in that, and there are generations and generations of racers. I think we've got plenty of room for growth with our New England Forest Rally, and creating awareness, I think, is where they might be missing out on gaining more spectators and more fans. I think if they work together with towns, it would help to bring their fans into our villages, as well as our villagers out to their races.
Well, one of the things they've done to try to make it easier for people to spectate is that they've created shuttles. So you don't necessarily have to find your way out 3 miles into the woods on your own. You can get in a shuttle bus. One of them is a VIP shuttle bus that has air conditioning and cocktails and all of that, and that'll take the spectators around to good vantage points. You know, one of the things about the Forest Rally that makes it fragile in a way is that it depends very much on the goodwill of landowners, because a lot of these dirt roads go through private forest land, and the landowners have to agree to allow this event to take place. And in some cases, they allow the racing to go through their land, but they don't want the spectators to come onto that section of the road. Steve, you think that they've lost some landowners from spectator problems?
Last year they had a problem because spectators got in the way of the race on one corner, and the landowners were concerned about the safety issue, so they lost some of it. But it is virtually, if not completely, all on private land. 100 miles of roads on private land takes up a big chunk of land, but that's the way it's held here. It's all there to produce timber for the paper company or whatever comes next after the paper company. And so the landowners are giving a great gift when they allow this to happen.
It's quite an area that is a geographical area that the race takes place on, from Rumford and Mexico to the Bethel area and Newry and Errol, New Hampshire. I think it would be interesting to explore how those different areas could do a little promotion and bring some of the fans in and gain some benefits, business benefits, by hosting events.
Well, I could see banners across the road, you know, from the week prior to the event, and I guess they don't have TV coverage yet. You know, the cable sports or anything like that. That might make it a more higher profile.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that. It appears to me that the sport is so small, as you say, that it's all about. It's being put on for the racers. It's not being put on as a spectator sport. They're happy to have spectators there, but the race itself, the race promoters themselves, are not making money on the spectators. However, it's nice that they can be able to tell a town that spectators will come, to kind of make it easier for the town to accept the race.
That is a good point, that it's not for spectators, it's for the drivers. And I gather some of the people in the race save up their money for years and years in order to have a car, and then save up their money to pay the entrance fee and to create a team to come and race. Just a guy who maybe works as a mechanic in some small town in Maine, and he gets a car, and eventually he's in the New England Forest Rally. Well, you know, the thing that really amazed me about one statistic, half of the cars that start don't finish. Either the car breaks down, because they're really beating these cars. They're flying through the air and smashing down on curves and bumps, and so half the cars wind up getting destroyed mechanically, and and quite a few of them wind up crashing, just rolling over into the woods.
It's dangerous, very dangerous.
I love the comparison between sports car racing and this. According to the promoter, in sports car racing, the way you win is by having the best car, and in this case, the way you win is by having the best skills. So you don't need to necessarily put the most amount of money into it. You just have to probably put the same money into your skill set in order to be able to do it. And
I actually took a ride in one of these race cars at their training program in Dalton, New Hampshire. And not only do you need skills, but you need nerves of steel.
I can believe that.
Which you have.
When I got out of the car, I was trying to, write something down, and I was having trouble. I've stopped shaking now.
Talking points. We'll be right back.
Picture the name and logo of your business or organization on an attractive polo shirt, windbreaker, cap, or t-shirt. Then come by Perfect Stitch on Route 26 in South Paris, where you can turn that vision into a reality. Perfect Stitch is the place to go in Western Maine for embroidery, screen printing, and promotional items. With full-scale production right on site, Perfect Stitch can fill any order from a single shirt to dozens of them. Offering advertising and promotional items as well, Perfect Stitch is the one-stop shop for all all your promotional needs.
I'm Amy Ford. I own and operate Perfect Stitch Embroidery. Come on in and see the wide variety of products we offer at our showroom at 191 Park Street in South Paris. We can help you figure out what products would fit your needs best. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm David Glenn. I'm going to take you inside my store and show you why you should buy your furniture here.
Sofas starting at $3.99. Reclining sofas starting at $6.99. Reclining chairs starting at $2.89. Dining room sets from $3.99. Complete bedroom sets starting at $7.99. Medical lift chairs starting from $5.99. Solid oak Canadian rockers starting at $3.29. Glance Discount Furniture and Appliance Center, Route 120 West, Roxbury, Maine. Drive a little, save a lot.
If your shoes don't feel right or your feet hurt, don't ignore the warning signs. Visit Pine Tree Orthopedic Lab in Livermore Falls, the leading provider of corrective shoes and accessories in Maine. Foot problems can lead to pain in the knee, hip, and back. At Pine Tree Orthopedic Lab, we design footwear to relieve pain or discomfort from disease, overuse, or congenital conditions. In our retail showroom, there are 4 certified pet orthotists who provide your initial foot exam at no charge. All manufacturing of your custom footwear, orthotics, and braces is done on site.
Hi, I'm Bruce McDonald, president of Pine Tree Orthopedic Lab, and I'd like to invite you to come to the most unique shoe store in Maine, where we are the foot comfort specialists.
Don't ignore that discomfort. Pine Tree Orthopedic Lab, open Monday through Friday 8 to 5, Saturday 8 to 2.
Looking for a convenient and inexpensive place to stay in Western Maine? Visit the Paris Inn Motel, located conveniently on Route 26 in South Paris, a short drive from the Oxford Casino and the attractions of the Bethel area. Newly renovated rooms, open year-round. At Dan's Automotive, you'll find reliable used cars priced from $3,000 up. You'll get more car for less money. These are brands that are known for their reliability and long life, and each is mechanically updated, even including new timing belts when needed. Cars come with state inspection and 14-day plates. Come browse the lot at 625 Crescent Avenue in Rumford and grab your car before somebody else does.
We bought our car at Dan's, and we're glad we did.
Dan's Automotive Repair and Sales, 625 Crescent Avenue, Rumford, Maine, 369-9302.
Talking Points is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn. Lodging, fine dining and a lively pub in an historic inn, right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
In August's version of Today River Valley, there was a discussion of real estate auctions, in which houses that have been seized or foreclosed on by banks are put up for auction sale because they haven't received any interest in the general market. Do you think that people can make out well by going to an auction and buying a piece of property this way? Okay, Lori, why?
Well, I think there are benefits for the seller as well as the buyer, and we can discuss this.
Well, I say no because very often people are unaware of the fact that there's a reserve. The creditor, the bank, often has a minimum that they'll accept, but they don't tell the bidders that. So people go to these auctions and think they can get a very low price, but very often no sale takes place because nobody bids high enough.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
In the August edition of Today River Valley, there was a story about real estate auctions. Auctions take place all over the state of Maine when a property owner is unable to pay a mortgage or unable to pay real estate taxes, and the property is seized either by the town or by the bank or the creditor. And then the creditor, the bank, the town, whoever, will hire an auction company to try to sell the property. These don't always work out that well. Sometimes the auctions take place and no sale ever occurs. What's going on, guys? Why does that happen?
They put it out there through auction, and people all come hoping they're going to get a good deal, and they say sometimes they do, but other times the bank just can't let it go for that price. They need to get whatever they've got into it back out of it if they can. So they'll have a reserve price, and you may not be able to buy it for less than the reserve. In some cases, the auctioneer will even tell them what the reserve is and say, you know, you're at $12,000. If you don't go to $25,000, I can't sell it.
Well, they will start to announce the reserve as the bidding unfolds.
Right.
But the bidding starts, people come to the auction, they don't know what the reserve is.
That's right.
It's kind of a bit of a shell game in that sense. And then to urge people to bid higher as the auctioneer hears that the bids are way below the reserve that the bank has established, they'll begin to hint, no, that's not enough, the bank wants more, the bank wants more.
I think that's a last-ditch effort to sell early.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair that they did that?
Well, that's one side. That's the no side of do you think you can get a good deal at an auction? Then there's the yes side, which I'm in favor of. And I think there are very successful auctions. I think that if you are going to get involved in bidding on a home or a business, something significant like that, you need to do your homework. You need to do the due diligence. You need to do the research, make sure there are no liens on the property, make sure the title is clear, and I think it's possible to walk away with a good deal. Oftentimes in these cases when things don't sell because they didn't meet the bank's reserve, you can approach the bank, after which point maybe get a very good deal then.
That's true. And I think a lot of times the auctions are actually held in order to clear the title so that the bank can satisfy the insurance company's need to see that to sell it at the highest price possible. And then once they've held the auction, they can tell the insurance company, well, we tried, but we couldn't do it. So
I do know of a few situations down in southern Maine where they're actually starting to perform real estate auctions on high-end property, very top pieces of property, and that brings a lot of excitement. There's the excitement that, and the bidders drive each other higher and higher. You've got buyers who are ready to buy, they've got the money there, and it's a very quick turnaround. You're not on the market for a long time with lots of showings, and it's a win-win for buyer and seller in those situations. It's a little different than the foreclosure market.
Yeah, it's not distressed real estate at all, it's premium real estate.
Premium real estate.
And it probably makes a spectator event as well. See who can
very
pay
exciting.
the most.
Who's got more money than
right.
Talking Points. We'll be right back. Bill never liked food very much.
I never liked food very much.
Then one day, he happened to go into Connie's place on Congress Street in Rumford just to ask the time of day. Before he knew it, the aroma of great cooking overcame his better judgment, and he was sitting down with the menu in his hand.
This looks good.
He said, looking at the corned beef on rye.
That looks good.
He said, looking at the fish and chips.
This is even better.
He said, looking at the mouth-watering nachos. Then the food came, and Bill had a revelation.
I do like food.
Connie's place. You all like the food. Even Bill does.
Here's news from Scott's Recreation, a newly expanded inventory of RVs from entry-level travel trailers to high-end fifth wheels. Now featuring end-of-season pricing, get a deal on a new RV while there's still a lot of camping left. Scott's Recreation, with locations on Route 4 in Turner, Maine and Route 202 in Manchester, Maine. Mountain Valley Variety at Four Corners in Rumford, known as the happiest corner in town, is twice as happy with a new expansion that has more than doubled its size. If there's a cold beverage, you'll find it here with 20 cooler doors and the coldest and largest beer cave in Maine.
Hi, I'm Rick from Mountain Valley Variety in Rumford. I want to welcome you to my brand new beer cave. We have over 500 items in all. Whatever you want, we either have or we can get.
Head to Mountain Valley Variety for grab-and-go pizza, sandwiches, lobster rolls, hot foods. Don't forget the hand-cut steaks if you're grilling out tonight.
Come on down to Mountain Valley Variety and see us all.
Excuse me, sir, are you getting a little shaggy around the ears but can't find time for a haircut? Well, now you can. At Lisa's Barbershop at 178 Main Street in Mexico, owner Lisa Shardlow specializes in quick haircuts. No appointment is necessary and there's rarely a wait. At Lisa's, the motto is cut and go. It's the perfect place to get the kids a quick back-to-school haircut. And when we say quick, we aren't kidding. There's a back-to-school special price of only $8 this season. And don't forget that all kids get to pick a toy from the toy box when the haircut is done. Open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon.
Down to the riverside.
So come on in. Let us open new doors for you. After all, we are the people-pleasing agency serving all your real estate needs.
We're with Denny Bro, who has been the host of Hoot Night here at the Sudbury Inn for about a dozen years. The Hoot Night is famous in the area. It's been going on for almost 2 decades, and people come from all over the place to hear musicians, both terrible and wonderful, play almost every Thursday night. Denny, can you tell me what it's like to be the host of Hoot Night? Are you still enjoying it after 12 years?
Yes, I still do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun sometimes, and sometimes it can be a little frustrating. But I find that getting to hear all these different people at different stages of their quest to become good musicians, everything from rappers to bagpipers, crazy heavy metal rock musicians to folkies to and that's the fun of it, you know. It never really gets too boring that way.
Well, how exactly does it work? If I go to Hoot Night, what am I going to see?
Well, normally what would happen is I would probably start the night off with a couple of buddies of mine that come to Hoot Night just for the sheer pleasure of it. And we'll do 2 or 3 songs, and then people who have contacted me in the beginning of the evening, I will bring them up one by one, normally in the order that they came to me in, if you will.
So as an audience member who it doesn't play an instrument, what would you suggest in terms of advising me to how to best enjoy Hoot Night?
Well, boy, I think most of the people that come in during Hoot Night are there to experience Hoot Night from the sense of maybe they're a person that doesn't quite have the talent, if you will, to want to get up there. So they almost vicariously kind of live it through the people that do get up. And I think that most of the people that come to Hoot Night already know what it is and know what to expect. And they're kind of there because they enjoy it. You know, they enjoy the camaraderie, and they enjoy the music, the spontaneity of it all. You never really know what you're going to hear, you know.
In the old vaudeville shows, they had something called the hook. And if somebody was terrible, the hook would come out on stage.
I'm the hook, yeah. See,
So
that's the bad part of my job, is I have to sometimes run somebody off the stage that... sometimes people tend to think that Hoot Night just means that you can come in and just do whatever you want in whatever kind of frame of mind that you're in. And that's where I kind of step in and go, you know, maybe you've had a couple too many to get up there and try to do anything, so why don't you come back in next week and we'll do it then.
Have you ever had surprises? One surprise might be somebody who was a supremely superb world-class musician. You didn't know it, they just shamble up and they look all dusty and frumpy, and they get up and all of a sudden you're hearing something that belongs in the concert halls of Europe.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's happened many a time. Although I can't say with honesty that I didn't know it was coming, you know. Lots of times what will happen is Gould Academy during the school year will haul in some very famous musicians. One that I really enjoyed that came to sit in was Marcia Ball. She's a very famous blues piano player from New Orleans, from that area. And she was up doing a thing at Gould Academy, and when she asked, where do we go now? Down to Hoot Night. She came down, and man, we had a ball.
That's it for the September edition of Talking Points. This is Phil Blampy, the host and producer. On behalf of myself, panelists Lori Gilbert and Steve White, here's wishing you a good month, and see you in October.